Hola, friends. It's Teacher Kitty here from the Hands-On Children's Museum, and welcome again to Tea Time with Teacher Kitty. So good to see you again. Hey, today we're going to be talking about the shapes of sandwiches. Did you know that at tea time we eat with our fingers? Just delicate little objects. So we want small little tiny sandwiches. And one of the most classic sandwiches to share at tea time is egg salad sandwich. And today I have a recipe for you for egg salad. So let's get started. These are the ingredients that we use for egg salad sandwiches. So, of course, we have some bread, and today I have whole grain bread, but you can use any kind of bread that you'd like. But remember, it's got to kind of be flat so you can cut the shapes out. So we start with eggs, and I'm only using 2 because it's just me and one friend today. But you can cook 4 eggs or 6 eggs, 8 eggs, however many eggs. The more eggs you cook, the more egg salad you're gonna have. How delicious. And we have mustard, just yellow mustard, mayonnaise, salt. Today I have pink Himalayan salt, which is kind of fun. A little paprika, that's another little flavor that we're gonna add. Pepper, and I like to use celery. Sometimes people will put onions or green onions called scallions into their egg salad, but I like a little crunchy, so I use just regular celery. And also, we're gonna need a knife. So remember, before you get started, if you're gonna use any materials or cooking on the stove where it might be hot or dangerous, that you have an adult with you that can help you so that you're safe in the kitchen. Okay, so these are the ingredients. So the first thing we do is we get a pot and we put some water in the pot and we put our eggs in the water because we're gonna cook them on the stove. So put that on, and again, remember to have an adult with you. And we turn it up to high and the water is going to boil. So what I do is I just put the stove right on the pan, or the pan right on the stove, I'm so sorry, and put the eggs in the water. And I watch the timer. I set it for 15 minutes. And we turn it up to high and we just let them boil, boil, boil. When the water's boiling, you see it's bubbling, I turn the water down to simmer. That's like, if you looked at a clock, would be about the number 4, okay? And we let it cook until the 15 minutes is up. And then when it's up, time is up, I immediately take those eggs and I put them in another bowl in the sink. And I add ice, cold water and ice. That's called an ice bath. And what happens there is the eggs stop cooking. It's so hot and now it's freezing cold, and it stops the cooking process just like that. And I let them sit there for about 10 minutes, 15, and I drain them out, pat them down, and then I peel the eggs. Now, if you decide you want to cook your eggs the night before and then you're going to have that for lunch the next day, just take your eggs and put them in the refrigerator after they're done cooling, okay? So it's really much easier to peel your eggs when your eggs are cool. Ooh, another really great tricky trick is if you add just a teaspoon of baking soda while your eggs are boiling, that helps with the ease of peeling. So, okay, you're gonna use your fingers. This is the part you can help with. Peel, peel, peel the eggshell right off those eggs and set them aside. And then I put my eggs in a bowl. Look at those eggs, aren't they cute? They got a little yellow ball inside called a yolk. And I just use a fork and I mash them up. Again, this is where you can help. Mash, 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 mash. Try and keep them in the bowl though. Until it looks like this. Kind of looks like scrambled eggs, doesn't it? Yeah. But they're all mashed up. Now you're going to get ready to add some more ingredients. So I started with just a tablespoon. That's one of those big kind, bigger than the kind you put in your mouth, just a little bit bigger, tablespoon. And I put a little mayonnaise in. Now you want 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise. Just plop it right in your bowl. And then you can use that same spoon. You don't have to wash it off. And just 1 tablespoon of yellow mustard. Dump, dump, dump. And then I squeezed a little pink Himalayan salt. You can use any kind of salt you'd like. I gave it maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 turns on the salt shaker, or you can go like this, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's fine. Oh, let me see. I also added a little pepper. It was the same way. And then here's where we need to have an adult help us. I chopped up the celery into tiny little bites. Now, this is just a little bit. You just need maybe 1 slice of your celery. And I just keep practicing. Make sure your fingers are out of the way for safety. Just make sure your whole body is over your food so that you really feel in control of what it is that you're cutting. Okay, chop that up, throw it right in your egg salad, and you can start to mix if you want. Mix, 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 right? Again, you can help with this. Make sure it stays in the bowl. And then I'm getting ready for my sandwiches. So what I like to do is I cut the crusts off. Yeah, tea parties oftentimes with fancy sandwiches, there are no crusts. I guess that's part of the fanciness. And you just, again, have an adult help you. Just go right along the edge there. And I end up with a little rectangle, just like that. And I take that rectangle and I can cut it into 3 rectangles. And then I took one of the rectangles and I cut it in half. So look, I had 2 rectangles, 2 squares. Do you see the shapes forming? Then I take my fork and I just put a little bit of egg salad right on the bread. You don't need anything else on your bread. You don't need to spread more mayonnaise or mustard, anything. It's already in the egg salad. That's the beauty of it. Just put a little bit on. And here's where I take just a sprinkle of paprika. Now, the great thing about paprika is it's not spicy. Just adds a little bit of flavor like salt and pepper does, but it's not hot. So you're okay to give it a try. It's fun to try new things. So you can have your sandwich open-faced. That means there's not a top on. It's just bread with a salad on top. Or you could actually put another piece of bread on top. That's up to you. Okay. And then another thing I did, I took another piece of bread, and instead of cutting the crusts off, I just took a glass and put it on the bread, and I twisted it a little bit to cut a circle. Isn't that great? It's fun, right? Now, Teacher Kitty doesn't have cookie cutters at home. Try to avoid cookies. Yeah, less cookies is better for Teacher Kitty. But I can use a glass to make a circle. If you've got cookie cutters and you want to use a cookie cutter to squish your bread down and make a little shape, that's fun too. Do you see? Then I took the other part of the bread and I cut it into triangles. And I put a little more egg salad on there, a little more paprika. And I have my circle and triangle egg salad sandwiches. And then I put them on a fancy plate. Look, it matches my fancy teacup. These are special teacups. They're from my grandmother. That's why I think they're super special. Maybe you have some fancy cups and plates at your home too. Yeah. And then you can eat your sandwiches. And I've got rectangles and triangles and circles and squares. And that's it. Happy tea party. Thanks for joining me. And let's see. See you again next time on Hands On to You.